To Star Talk. I'm Ken Eccles, and we're happy to have you with us on the program tonight. Tickled, really. We love to hear from you during this hour. We've got a phone number you can call um, right over there, I think. We also have an email address. It's keneckleslive at gmail.com. So you can give us a call or send us an email, whichever works best for you. Doesn't make any difference to me, whichever one you want to use. I have one email, which I really should have had this open in the first place, so I wouldn't have to be trying to open it now. But I can work on it while we do this. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
What's going on, Ken?
I'm cold. How about you?
That's what I was going to ask you. You gonna get cold? It's gonna get cold tonight, ain't it?
It sure is. It's going to be down in the mid-20s tonight. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. What am I doing? I ain't doing nothing. I stayed in the house all day. I got that RA. I just don't get out in that cold with this stuff.
Well, it's only gonna be today and tomorrow, I understand. Then it'll be back reasonable again in the 60s by Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll make it.
Yeah, we'll make it. I just didn't go out. I didn't go out yesterday or today. I mean, let's see. Today's Monday.
But today's Monday.
Yeah, it was cold. Too cold for me to get out. I didn't get out.
You know what I heard? I have no idea if it's true or not. It sounds crazy. I heard we could get some snow flurries early tomorrow morning.
Mm-hmm. That's what I heard too.
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you something. Who do you think's gonna win that ball game tonight? Eagles or the Green Bay Packers? They playing at Green Bay.
Yeah. You know, I'm the wrong person to ask. I'll tell you what I think, but disregard it. I think Green Bay will win.
Well, you know what? I said Carolina beat them last week. I believe it was. I bet they might beat them Eagles.
Yeah, I just got a notion. I have a feeling. And usually when I have a feeling, it's wrong, but I still have it. I just think Green Bay is going to win.
I want to say something about that boy that calls in, said he got that woman friend over in the Philippines, I think it is.
Yeah.
They had a typhoon or something over there, didn't they?
I don't know. There was a typhoon. I don't know exactly how much it affected and where it affected the Philippines, but there was a typhoon.
Yeah, I just wanted his girlfriend or whatever friend.
Well, maybe we'll get an update in a while.
Yeah, maybe he'll call in and tell us if she's all right or not.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, I hope I know they probably lost some lives, but I hate it for them.
Yeah, well, those are terrible storms.
What do you think about President Trump being at the football game?
Well, I guess all right. If he wants to go to a football game, he can afford it, and he doesn't have to worry about anybody bothering him. He has plenty of Secret Service there. I don't know if he enjoyed the game all that much.
I wonder if he had to pay to get in.
I'm going to take a wild guess that he got in free. I mean, I don't know that, but I expect he did.
I know he got a lot of booze from them fans from the Commandos.
Yeah, well, fans will be fans. I bet the Secret Service I bet they had to pay to get in.
You think so?
I bet they did. Because when they go, like when they go play golf, the Secret Service has to pay rent for wherever they stay. So they may have to buy football tickets too.
Do you think they'll open the government up back anytime this week?
Well, it looks like they're going to get it done. Of course, they haven't gotten it done yet. But it looks
Yeah.
like they're pretty close. I expect it'll be open in the next few days.
Well, I hope so. Anyway, I've been eating on soup for 2 days. I got enough for tomorrow too.
What kind of soup you
Homemade
got?
soup, homemade vegetable beef soup. My
Oh,
wife
yeah.
made it.
Oh, that sounds good.
Oh yeah, we've been eating on it for Sunday, Monday, and tomorrow. Tomorrow will be all gone.
That's a good
Might
thing
be
about
hot.
soup. You make one, you can eat it for like half a week
Yeah, that's right. No,
because it gets
she make
better
us,
when it
you know,
gets older.
yeah, and well, she make all these cold days we was gonna have. So
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing, sitting in eating soup.
Well, good for her. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I'll let you go, Kim. So somebody else call in. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
Thanks for
Have a good night.
calling. Good to hear from you.
Yes,
And
sir.
the phone line is open. Email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. And it's funny that the weather came up because this emailer is about the weather. Ken, why is it so cold? Uh, it's not. It's not supposed to be like this in November. Did you know that they've got snow all over the place in western North Carolina? How about that? How about that? Yeah, they do have snow in western North Carolina. In fact, I was just reading about some of the stuff that's going on up there. The Blue Ridge Parkway is closed again um, from Asheville, from somewhere north of Asheville, I think, all the way out to Cherokee. They've closed the Blue Ridge Parkway because of the weather, and it's a mess. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hey, Ken, it's Mark Romadian.
Hey, Mark. How you doing?
Okay, how you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
That's good. Anyway, I say about the Peter Chris CD coming out. It's 3 different ones. You can order on Amazon.com. It's called White Wallet. The other one's called Black Wallet, and the other one's called Silver Wallet. And each CD or album has a bonus track on each one. Different bonus track on each CD.
You gonna get them?
I probably will try to.
Okay.
But you can order all three of them on Amazon right now.
All right. Now, are these? How many tracks are on? How many tracks total on these three things?
I don't know, but it says each CD has a different bonus track on them.
All right. Well, that's interesting, Mark. I hope you're able to get them.
Yeah, and the STU, I think somebody had November 1st. They sold out. The fire department or something, Stokesdale, Sandy Ridge.
They sold out. Good for them. I guess they made a little money for the fire department then.
Yeah, I was told it's like 250 people waiting for the next one to be made.
Right. So they got a waiting list of 250.
That's what I heard. I don't know.
Wow, that must have been some real good stew.
Yeah, but I thought I'd say about it, and then I'll remind you later on about the Boy Scouts. They're having their next stew on second Saturday in February. Did you write that phone number down?
I got it written down somewhere. But we got a little while to wait on that one. But I have the number. But feel free to remind me as many times as you think you need to.
Okay, I'll remind you, probably in December or whatever, because they're going to start taking orders in January.
All right. Well, that sounds good, Mark. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Ken.
Good night. Phone line is open. There's the phone number up there on your screen. The email address is, sometimes I have to stop and think. Email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. You can give us a call or send us an email, whichever works best for you. Let's see. Ken, did you say it's going to snow tomorrow? How much? Wait, slow down. Slow down a bit. Take a step back. but before I cause a panic here. No, I didn't exactly say it's going to snow tomorrow. I said that one of the forecasts I heard, and you hear a lot of forecasts, one of the forecasts I heard said that there is some possibility, and it may be just a very tiny possibility, but some possibility that we could have some snow flurries at some point early tomorrow morning, which also leaves a possibility that we won't. No, nobody is talking about a snow event. No. So I don't want. I guess I should have been more careful in mentioning that. There is not a forecast of a snowstorm or a snow accumulation or anything like that for us. It's just a possibility. Because it rained a little bit and it's going to be exceptionally cold tonight, and you put those things together, sometimes you might have a snow flurry. But that's it, folks. If there's anything at all, just a flurry. You do not, you do not need to jump in the car right now and go to Food Lion and buy up all the milk and all the bread. It's not necessary. Definitely not necessary. So don't do it. Don't do it. And probably we ought to just not mention that again. We'll mention this though. The emailer says, I'm going to have to come back to this one, or maybe I won't come back to this. This is one of those that really challenges me to the point that I just don't know if I want to go on the air with this one. So let's not do that. Instead, let's go on the air with this one. Ken, do you think they're actually going to reopen the government? And if they do, is this for a year? Will this settle it all for 1 year? Yes and no. Yes to, do I think they're going to actually reopen the government? Yes. No to, does this settle it for 1 year? No, this it's a temporary. What they've agreed to do is about as temporary as it gets when you talk about government operations. This would, if indeed they pass it, and if indeed it actually happens, it would open the government until the end of January. It'd be good for, I'd have to look at the calendar to count, probably about 11 weeks or 12 weeks is how long this would reopen the government. So it's not exactly, it's almost overstating it to call it reopening the government. What it is closer to is, I guess, taking a time out from the shutdown to then see if they can come up with a way to reopen the government. So that's what it is. It will accomplish some things, though. In the negotiations, one of the things that the Republicans agreed to was that SNAP benefits will be paid in full until September of 2026. So folks on SNAP can stop worrying about the things they were worrying about a few years ago, because the government, as per this agreement, the government will fully fund SNAP until September of 2026. At least that's what this agreement says. Of course, let's not forget that this agreement would only cover from now until January 30th, when they'll have to do something else. And could things change on January 30th? Well, we're talking about Washington and politics. So yeah, anything could change at any time. But as of right now, the government has discovered that it does have the money to fully fund SNAP until September of 2026. The other thing that came out of the negotiations is uh, the Republicans will not agree, did not agree as a condition of the reopening to extend the ACA premium premium credits. They didn't agree to that. The Republicans did promise, and this is not in writing, but the Republicans did promise that during the month of December, Congress will actually sit down and vote and go on the public record as to whether or not they are willing to extend the ACA premium credits past January 1st. Again, that's not in writing. And the Republicans could at some point say, well, we changed our minds. We don't want to have that vote. But then there would surely be another shutdown on January 30th. So I don't know if they would do that. But those are the two main things. SNAP benefits will go on fully funded until next September. And the Republicans agreed to have a vote on the ACA premiums in the month of December. And there's some other things involved in that too. There's this and that. But as far as whether the main points of contention were, that is what they have agreed to. Now, let's not lose sight of the fact that nobody has actually done this yet. In fact, the House of Representatives, they're still not even in Washington. They haven't been in Washington for a long time. But they're going to try to get them back to Washington in the next couple of days so they could vote on this. It looks like it'll pass the Senate because there are enough Democrats willing to vote for it to pass it in the Senate. But nothing is certain in this universe, and especially nothing is certain when it comes to politics. But that's how it looks. Looks like that's what's going to happen with the government shutdown. This emailer says, can you tell us what the Old Farmer's Almanac says? Tell us what the Old Farmer's Almanac says about whether we're going to have snow tomorrow. Well, I didn't look at the Old Farmer's Almanac today, but I can tell you that the Old Farmer's Almanac, our forecast for the last 3 months of the year in the Old Farmer's Almanac was that it would be mild most of the time, but sometimes rather cold, especially as we get into December. And it said that there will be periods of precipitation. In some cases, possibly some frozen precipitation, particularly again as we get toward the end of the year. So that's what the Old Farmer's Almanac has had to say about it. And I don't know, that's good enough for me. I'm generally happy with the Old Farmer's Almanac when it comes to predicting the weather. I think they do okay. So that's what they said. Ken, what's the difference between, what's the difference between a regular computer and a quantum computer? Do we really want to get into this? What's the difference between a regular computer and a quantum computer? I heard that quantum computers are a whole lot faster. Yeah, they are a whole lot faster, and there's just a limited amount of time we'll want to spend talking about this. Your regular computer has bits in it, bits and which make up bytes, which make up megabytes, and so on and so forth. But each one of those bits only knows two things. It knows the difference between 0 and 1. And all those bits, some of them with a 0 and some of them with a 1, they all work together to make your computer do the things that it does. A quantum computer uses something called qubits. And it can be in basically an infinite number of different states. at any one time. In fact, one can be in different states at the same time. It knows a whole lot more than 0 and 1. And by virtue of that, it can do a whole lot more things a whole lot quicker than your regular computer. So that if you could go on to harvard.com or whatever it is and take a course in quantum computing, but at the end, what you would know is exactly what I just told you. Yeah, when you finally get a quantum computer in your house, and it's probably going to be a while before you have one, but when you do finally get one, and you ask it to write an email for you, it's going to write that email that your current computer writes in, say, 28 seconds. Your quantum computer will be able to write in 2/3 of 1 second. So that's how life will change when quantum computing comes to your home. And there is, I acknowledge, there's a little more to it than that. But it's probably kind of the thing that's pretty boring when you hear somebody sit and talk about it. So we'll just leave it at that for now, unless somebody else has some specific question, which I will answer with this proviso, is that I really don't know anything about computers. So Ken, who won the showdown, the Democrats or the Republicans? I don't know. I know that we lost. Whenever there's anything happening that's a matter of the Democrats winning or the Republicans winning, we know that we, the voters, have lost. So that's the only thing that is consistent about it. I'm sure that if you ask the Democrats, they will say that they won. And if you ask the Republicans, they will say that they won. I don't even get involved in that. It's just not worth our time to be discussing that, because whatever they do, it's going to cost us. It's going to cost us money. Phone line is open. That line up there is open, folks. If somebody wants to call, let's make sure that's still alive. That's still alive. Yeah, that's still alive. Phone line is open at that number. You can give us a call, or you can send us an email at keneccleslive@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you either way. Here's one that rags me about the Arizona Cardinals, and why not? If you're going to be a Cardinals fan, you have to get used to this. So, Ken, you thought it was a big deal last week when the Cardinals beat the Cowboys. Well, I didn't say it was a big deal. But what about yesterday when the Cardinals get run out of the building by the Seattle Seahawks? Yeah, that's what happened. I mean, what else is new with it? We are, after all, talking about the Arizona Cardinals, a team to which bad things happen on a regular basis. And knowing that bad things regularly happen to the Arizona Cardinals, why should we be surprised when we see one of those bad things happen? We're not. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
How you doing tonight, Ken?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. I bet it's chilly up in the attic tonight, is it not?
Oh, yeah. I had to turn on the heater. It was, yeah, it's chilly enough to run the heater.
Yeah, I guarantee it, man. I'm not in the attic tonight and nothing like that, but I got my heat on too. And, you're talking about cold. I live out in the country and live on kind of a hill, and one of the vents from our sewer lines that goes through the roof had a little leak around it last rain we had, and I went up there Friday and checked it out, and another guy went up on the roof today and replaced the 3 vent pipe, flanges. And
Yeah.
you're talking about cold. I thought it was cold. I mean, I'd have wrapped it up like an Eskimo. I mean, yesterday it was 75 degrees, and today it felt like January.
Well, that's what makes it so bad. If we have this exact weather we have today, if we have that in January, it doesn't seem quite as bad. But if you have it before Thanksgiving, that's weird. That's really,
And
it feels real cold.
it is. I mean, I think, the low's nice up in mid-20s, but this wind keeps blowing. It wouldn't surprise me if we don't have wind chill in the morning in the upper teens, That's going to be
now
really cold.
I think that's what I heard today in one of the forecasts, is the wind chill factor will be in the upper teens early tomorrow morning.
Yep. Yeah. And that's cold for any month. I don't care when it is, But
Yeah,
like you
that's
say,
cold. I mean, you can talk about, well, it's a little chilly, it's unseasonably cool. It's not any of that. It's cold.
Yep. Exactly. Talking about this government shutdown, Ken.
Yeah.
I mean, it was closed like 40 days or so. What was really gained out of that shutdown?
For us, probably not anything. Again, both political parties believe, at least they say they believe, that they gained some political advantage out of it. Now,
Right.
I personally don't care about political advantage,
No.
but they do, and that's what they would tell you. I mean, what can they say if you've got the parties sitting here and you say, well, you shut down the government for thus and much amount of time, what good did it do? I mean, the only answer they can give you is, well, it was politically good for us. So
Right.
if that satisfies you, fine, but I doubt that satisfies you.
Yeah. I heard Mark Thompson say this evening on TV that, he's not going to guarantee a vote, even, regardless. So,
Well, no, they're
I mean,
not. They're not guaranteeing it. But here's what'll happen. Here's what the Democrats are thinking. I think this is what the Democrats are thinking. The Democrats are thinking, all right, if we have the vote, then fine, and everybody will have to go on record on this question. And then the Democrats think, but if they don't have the vote, then on January 30th, when we shut down the government again, then we'll be able to tell people we're doing this because the Republicans broke their promise to have the vote. So that's what the Democrats think they'll get out of it.
Right. Well, to simplify it, I guess you could just boil it down to this. I've never known a Democrat or a Democratic Party to say, okay, we're going to do away with your Obamacare or your insurance subsidies. We're not going to do away with your we're not going to do away with your SNAP programs and Medicaid things. But the Republicans, man, they'll drop it on you in a minute.
Well, the two parties have two different approaches, and the Democrats will say we're not going to do away with this, we're not going to do away with that. We want to increase it. We'll keep it where it is or increase. The Republicans will say, well, no, we don't want to do away with it, but we're going to cut it back because we can't afford to keep it where it is. And Democrats and Republicans that's what they'll always say to each other.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. Again, I hadn't heard from Mr. Draper lately. I was still wondering about that 2,000-pound paperweight of his. Is he going to be able to put it in the parade this year since he didn't put it on the water? Have you heard anything from him?
I have not heard anything from him about the boat. He hasn't said anything about the boat. I still get emails from him now and again, but I don't have any information about the boat. Maybe he'll give me an update on that.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Ken. Thanks for taking my call, man. I really enjoy your show.
Well, thanks for calling. Good to hear from you. We have phone line open at that number up there, and the email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com if you'd like to give us a call or send us an email. This one here says, Ken, I think you have correctly sized up the government shutdown situation. That is exactly what they are both thinking on both sides. And as far as who wins the shutdown, nobody wins the shutdown, and nobody will win the next one that'll start on January 30th. And that's my opinion, says the emailer. This emailer says, Ken, what Christmas parades are you doing this year? I'm doing Reedsville on the 23rd, 2 weeks from yesterday. And I guess I'm doing Leakesville. Don't know the date of that, but I'm pretty sure I'll do Leakesville as well. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Hello, Ken Briscoe.
Hey, Briscoe. How are you?
Right? Pretty good for an old man. I have to remind your viewers, with the cold weather coming up,
Mm-hmm.
if you've got a heat pump, central air, heat, and so forth, it's a good time to check your filters and replace them. I won't say where, but some filters tomorrow.
That's good
Mine
advice.
needs changing.
Good advice, Briscoe, because you're going to be relying on that heat pump and that furnace too, a whole lot, and very soon. So make sure they're all in good order and change those filters. You're supposed to do that every year.
Well, I change my filter every 3 months.
Oh, well, you are efficient.
Yeah, and change mine the first day of December.
Okay. Do they get that dirty in 3 months?
But don't have a one, but where it's dirty or not, but it's every 3 months. Every 3 months. Be safe.
Well, it's better safe than sorry. That's good advice, Briscoe. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Those filters, folks. Winter's coming. So feels like it's here, but it's coming. So be sure those filters are in good order. Also, a pretty good idea. Not that I'm telling anybody what to do. Also, a pretty good idea to have somebody who knows what they're doing check your furnace and all your stuff before cold weather actually gets here. Let me finish this email here. What Christmas parades you're doing this year? The emailer goes on to say, tell Charles to make sure they're all shown on the Star News streaming app. Charles, if you're listening, make sure those parades get on the Star News streaming app. Did they not all get on there last year? I don't know. But I will remind Charles when I talk to him, which happens about twice a year. I'll certainly talk to him on Reedsville Parade Day. I'll remind him to make sure of that. And then the emailer says, has anyone seen any flakes yet? Well, yeah, I've seen. Oh, I see flakes all the time. All the time. And I saw some today. But I guess the emailer probably is referring to a specific kind of flake, which would be snow. I guess that's what the emailer is referring to. No, I haven't seen any snowflakes. Not yet. Not here. I saw some on TV a while ago. My wife was watching one of these live webcam things from somewhere in Canada. They had flakes. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please. Hello. You're on the air. Hello. Hello once. Hello twice. Hello thrice. And that's all. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please. Hello. Well, nice talking to you, both of you. Thank you very much for calling. Phone line is open now. There's a number on your screen. The email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. And you can send us an email or give us a call on this Monday evening edition of Star Talk. Ken, will Mark ever come back to do the Christmas parades? Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ken, do Do you have
Yes.
any information about the intersection of Virginia and Early Avenue? They've had lights covered weeks.
Yeah, I've noticed that. In fact, is the stoplight even still even there? They
Yeah,
got
they were still up to date, but
yeah, and they've
and
got
they got stopped.
stop signs there. I know that. It's been that way a long time. I don't know why. Uh, I honestly don't. But I go through there quite a bit because it's not that far from my house.
Right.
And it's been there. It was way back in the summer, I guess, the last time that stoplight worked. But I have no idea why. But if somebody knows, there might be somebody who knows something about that. And I'll ask you, give us a call if you do. And maybe I can find out from somebody tomorrow why that is. Because I don't see that they're doing any work. Yeah.
But that means that
Yeah, especially when you've got a stoplight hanging right there in the middle of the intersection.
correct.
So I don't know. Maybe if I'll ask if anybody knows to tell us, and I'll see if I can find out about that because it's been that way for a long time.
Tomorrow.
Okay, well, thanks for calling. And it seems like if they're just going to stop using the stoplight and just make it a four-way stop, it seems they would have taken the stoplight away by now. But they haven't done that. That is at Glovinia and Early Avenue in Eden. If some of you are saying, well, where are they talking about? Glovinia Street and Early Avenue. That's in Eden, and it's between. So in between Boone Road and the Boulevard is where it is. So if somebody happens to know about that, let us know, and maybe I can find out tomorrow, because it is kind of a curiosity, to say the least. Ken, are you taking predictions yet for the Daytona 500? No, I think we're probably going to wait a while. I think we're probably going to wait a while before we start picking winners for the Daytona 500. Let's get a little closer to the event there. Mr. Draper has information. The Senate voted 60-40 on the night of November 9th to advance a continuing resolution to reopen the government. 8 Senate Democrats, Durbin, King, Hassan, I can never pronounce that right. I'll start over. Durbin, King, Hassan, Shaheen, Cortez Masto, Rosen, Fetterman, and Kane all joined Senate Republicans, but Rand Paul all Senate Republicans but Rand Paul to advance it. Deal was brokered by Shaheen, Hassan, and King. And thank you for reminding us of that, Mr. Draper. The House still is not there. Speaker Johnson said he's going to collect House members in the next little while to get them there so they can vote. And if everybody votes, if everybody votes with the party, then the House will certainly pass it because the Republicans will have the majority. And I would be surprised. I would be extremely surprised if the House doesn't pass it. In fact, I'd be about as surprised as I've ever been in my life if the House doesn't pass it. And they'll probably do that, or they'll certainly do that sometime this week. Surely he'll be able to get them in their seats in a day or two so they can vote and reopen the government at least until January 30th. Ken, I heard that North Carolina has started a fund to compensate victims of violent crimes who have losses and medical bills and lose their jobs and things because they are victims of crimes. Do you know about that? Well, yeah, North Carolina has that, and they've actually have had it for a while. Um, but they've enhanced it, and as of today, and this is probably why you heard that today. As of today, they've opened up an internet portal where you can go. It's called, gosh, I'm gonna get the name wrong. It's the North Carolina Victims Compensation Fund portal. I think that's what it is, Victims Compensation Fund portal. If that's not exactly right, you can find it. If you search for NC Victims Compensation Fund, and you'll find it that way. And it is online as of today. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Ken, I hate to call back in, but I was just wondering, have you heard anything from Sam Page again?
Not yet. I don't know when we'll reschedule Sheriff Page, but we will reschedule him, and I'll let you know as soon as that is rescheduled.
Okay, thanks.
Well, thank you, Mark. We will get, I'm confident we'll get the sheriff rescheduled, and it shouldn't take long. And again, as soon as that's done, I will let you know about it. So you can be here when Sheriff Page is on the show. I thought, maybe I was wrong. I thought I had some information on that Crime Victims Fund portal because it started today. Well, I do have some information on it, but I don't know where the information went. It's out of my control now. Anyhow, if you want to know about that, again, if you will just search for North Carolina Crime Victims Fund portal, even though that may not be the exact right name, you will find it. And with the portal, if you have been the victim of a violent crime and you have financial loss because of that violent crime, you'll be able to go to that website and fill out an application. It will ask you, obviously, for some particular pieces of information. You fill all that in and you click it, and that goes to the administrators of the fund, and they will review your case, and I'm told they will review it very quickly, and they will have an answer for you, I'm told, in the short term, pretty quickly, as to whether you qualify for any support. If you have, well, I don't want to say too much here, but based on what I understand, if you have had a substantial financial loss, you probably will qualify for some compensation from this fund. So if you're one of the people who in that category, by all means, look that up. If I could find it, I'd give you the exact name of it. But anyway, do the search that I mentioned, and you can find it that way. I'm confident. By the way, the money comes from somebody probably, you might wonder, where does the money come from to finance that fund? It comes from criminal fines and criminal penalties, and in some cases, forfeited bail money, and that sort of thing. That amounts to a significant amount of money in a year's time in North Carolina, and that's the primary source of funding for compensating victims. All right, now I've lost my phone. I shouldn't put stuff down. So when I put stuff down, I forget where I put it. There we go. And how much money are we going to get from this? How much money are we going to get from this tariff dividend thing that the president talks about? It was $5,000, and then it was $3,000, and then it was $600, and then it was $2,000, and then it was $1,000. But so far, it's been zero. So what's going to happen with that? I don't know what's going to happen with that. I think the latest that we've heard is $2,000. It was $600 last week, and then this week I think it's now $2,000 again. But as far as when you might actually get a check, I don't know. Somebody asked, who did they ask? Was it the secretary, the Treasury Secretary? Maybe somebody asked about that yesterday. And he said, this was the Treasury Secretary, he said, well, actually what might happen with that is that people might get that actually in the form of lower taxes and lower unemployment and higher wages is how people will get the $2,000. It might not even be a check. So that's one more uncertainty. When we get to the end of all this, email or my answer to your question is, I don't know. I don't know how much. I don't know when. I don't know whether. But I do know. If I go to the mailbox one day and I have a check for $5,000 or $600 or whatever, I'll take it and I'll cash it. So we'll all know when the check arrives. Then we'll know. Phone line is open. There's a number up there if you want to give us a call. The email address is keneckleslive@gmail.com. Ken, you didn't answer my question. My question was, is Mark going to come back and do parades? Well, hi, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Again, apologize for calling back twice, but I was wondering if there's any update on Sam Page and his interview. And another thing, too, if it's going to get down in the teens tonight, the wind chill, people might want to consider disconnecting their hose pipes outside because that water will freeze.
It will. Thank you. As far as Sam Page, not yet. We will get him rescheduled, and I'll let you know when I have him rescheduled. So I'm confident we'll be able to do that. As far as the hose pipes, yeah, this is the time. This is the time. I mean, usually I'm pretty comfortable waiting till after Christmas to do, but not this year. This is the time. You don't want that hose pipe connected to the faucet and full of water out there tonight. So if you haven't disconnected that yet, you should take a brisk walk in the fresh evening air right now and disconnect that hose pipe, just as the caller said. What was that question again? Oh, will Mark ever come back to do Christmas parades? I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak for him. As far as I know, he does not have any plans to come out of his retirement to do Christmas parades. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Go ahead, please.
Yes, Ken. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right, Ken. This weekend and over a period or so of this shut-in, I have seen the insensitiveness of our president. Now, tonight and all, last week, he throws a big Halloween party, got his billionaire friends and everything down there. They doing champagne, caviar. And in the midst of that, they asking the people that distribute SNAP money to cut the checks and not give them full benefit. after the courts asked and requested him to do full benefit, he appeals the court ruling, therefore delaying it so the people can get their benefit. And then he goes on and party, and then he puts out a notice if you're in the agency have paid full benefit to the recipients this month, they need to go back and get it or cut next month.
Well, that of course is out of play now because they're going to get full benefits for until September at least once they pass this government reopening bill.
Yeah, well, the Democrats had to make a choice whether to continue fighting for insurance and all, which looked like was going to take a while and may not be feasible. Either let the people be fed, let them get their money so they wouldn't have to go hungry and stuff during the holidays. So they made a choice, and the choice some people in the party didn't like. Some did. You have to weigh between the principle you're fighting for and the people being hungry. And that's a tough decision, but I can understand it and go along with that,
So, I mean, as a Democrat, then you agree with what they agreed to.
Yeah, I agree. I agree to that, but I think that's about the best you can do because those people, I mean, the Republicans said, if we have to go to Easter or whatever, we're not going to accept it. And pulling people SNAP money and SNAP benefit, some people survive on that, Ken, but it didn't matter to certain politicians,
Well, it's always it's always a give and take.
Yeah.
And they've been negotiating even though publicly they were saying they wouldn't negotiate. I think we all know they've been negotiating all along. So now everything's settled for 12 weeks until January 30th, and then we'll start all over
12
again.
weeks, and then it start again. But if this bill is accepted, they will have SNAP full benefits up throughout the next year for the people.
Up through next September, there will be full SNAP benefits.
Yeah, and by hopefully the next election, significant election, which be the midterm for them, they can have enough votes until they can make it permanently.
Well, it's interesting. I don't know if you noted this. It's interesting that they set the SNAP benefits to continue until the end of next September, so that when that comes up again, it'll be right in the middle of the congressional campaigns.
That's correct. That's correct. And if we can get a up and down vote on it, then people will know where their representatives stand right before they go and push the button for them.
But, well, I'm out of time. Thanks a lot for calling.
All right, thank you, Ken.
Appreciate your call. It's interesting, though, that apparently both of the two parties agreed to have the SNAP benefits run until the middle of the congressional elections next year. So in some sense or another, obviously both parties believe that they'll be able to use it to their advantage at that time. That's what they believe. And that's all the time we have for Star Talk. We're on the air Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. Thanks for watching. I'm Ken Eccles.